Zoom or Broome, and I'm quick as lightning. I have a camel in my cart. It's the Call of the Wild Texas style. We're swept away to the Serengeti Resort. It's in the Texas Hill Country, about 30 to 40 minutes north of San Antonio. Let's go on an adventure. We take off in a golf cart, drive down the path, cross over the cattle guard, into the Serengeti, Texas Hill Country style. So we're on the move, but don't see any animals yet. But within minutes, it's hello, Mr. Ostrich. So my first encounter is with an ostrich. I'm not quite sure if I want to beat it out of my hands. I'm gonna see if I can catch its attention. I don't think I've ever been this close to an ostrich before. You're walking with the ostrich. Then back into the cart to cruise on to find something else. And run into a little road hazard. Beep beep! No! This is not good. This is not good. I'm being surrounded! But they pass and let me move on. The next encounter, a giraffe that came up and ate right out of my hand. He hangs around for a bit. Wow.
I've never fed a giraffe before.
But he's a little skittish, so he doesn't stay long. Then an eland decides it's hungry and wants to check me out. One last chance for food before it's time to move on. I fed a giraffe! I wonder what we'll see next. It's pretty cool to see the animals grazing and roaming the Serengeti.
Well, they're going to see giraffe, they'll see zebra, wildebeest, eland, scimitar horn, gensbach, lots of different types of African exotics.
And some of the exotics...
Not to mention the ostrich.
Some of the exotics are a little more friendly than others.
That's true. That's very, very true. Giraffe is very friendly. You have to go very slow, but the giraffe will eat out of your hand. The ostrich will follow you wherever you go. We have a baby camel named Clyde that will absolutely you'll fall in love with. So there's a lot of animals to interact with out here.
And my next up close and personal moment is with Clyde. So there are all sorts of animals out here at the Serengeti Resort. Some of them are really friendly, like Clyde the camel. He's more like a dog than a camel. Clyde, look at the mess you made. Clyde's hungry. And just like a dog, he loves being scratched behind the ears. Next up, another ostrich. They're everywhere. Oh, and Clyde? He's moved on in search of food in other carts. So off the beaten path we go to see an ostrich sitting on her eggs, and even get to see her counting them.
They get as far away from the other birds and the other animals as they possibly can. The dad, standing over here, takes over the watch. And so you'll have the female ostrich on the nest, and the dad will stay in this area, just sort of wandering around.
So we wander off from the ostrich to meet up with some friends enjoying an afternoon in the Serengeti. I finally let one of the ostrich eat out of my hand. There was skin in that one. And Clyde, definitely a big hit.
Hey, buddy, you want this? Okay, don't eat my phone.
This is the paper that you see?
Yeah, I know it is.
Oh, there you go. Look, pebble.
Yeah.
The environment is beautiful, the surroundings are beautiful, the animals are very friendly. I have to say that Clyde likes the bag a little bit more than he likes the food. He did wreak havoc on our little golf cart here. But this is someplace that I would come out and want to stay and bring and have an event. This is a great facility.
And speaking of those facilities, you can spend the night in first-class accommodations. The 1,000 square foot sanctuary suite is your own little oasis in the Serengeti. You can stay in one of the beautiful suites or veranda rooms at the Safari Lodge. Some of the rooms overlook the courtyard and pool. Or if you want something to accommodate more people, stay in one of the bush bungalows. Those can sleep up to 6 each and look out over the Serengeti. And don't miss out on the wine tasting. They have over 75 varieties of wine from all over the world. My pick? Since you're in the Serengeti, choose one from South Africa. Oh, and make sure to meet Boomer the dog. And when you're ready to get wild yourself, kick back on the patio, enjoy some food and drinks with friends, and listen to live music. The Serengeti Resort is open to the public one day on weekends. You can make reservations to stay or host an event at the Serengeti year-round. So if the Serengeti beckons you, enjoy the Call of the Wild Texas style. The Serengeti Resort is always an adventure. Coming up, we're keeping it wild on Highway 46. From the Serengeti, we're heading west and back in time to the Old West at Enchanted Springs Ranch. I swagger into the Old West at Enchanted Springs Ranch and immediately get a holster to try to come up with a nickname.
To do something weather related. Watch out, here comes lightning strikes.
The sheriff gives me a gun lesson. After all, if I'm in the Old West, I've got to play the part.
Okay, but how do I make it spin around like you did?
Well, there's several different theories on that. First, you can do it this way. Now, Paula does it this way when she's doing a bunch for shows. But just for a quick spin, go down once, come up.
Wait, do that slow motion.
Down, up.
Down, up.
Yeah. Crook your finger a little bit, because if you don't, then it's going to... So you got to crook your finger a little bit, down, up.
Is there anything in there that's going to go off?
Only
He's the one that's going to get hit.
This is a single action. You have to cock it to make it go off. All right? You can do this all day long, nothing's going to happen. That's why we don't use double actions out there.
Okay. So I'm set and ready to go. Ready?
I'll be this way.
Like, hold it.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Go
so
forward for once. No. Go forward once. Let it hit the back of your hand. Then flip it. When you flip it, you got to flip it with your hand, with your fingers out the sides, so it goes right by them. All right, go ahead. Down. There you go.
Almost. All right.
All right.
Three's a charm. So it's down.
All the way up.
Don't shoot myself.
Keep your fingers straight. Down.
Okay, wait.
You got to be
Okay.
quick. Down. Now all the way up. There you
Oh! Ready?
go. Go.
Hey!
There you go.
That counts, right?
So I try a different gun.
How do I keep this one from hitting me?
Well, you got to hold that one.
Okay,
Go
ready?
down.
Woo!
There you go. See, you almost got it. See? Go down, all the way up. There you go. Now
Oh,
try
I got it
it.
twice.
All right.
Then I try my hand with a fancy
I
spin.
like having the front of this gun pointed towards me.
I don't think you trust us at all.
I don't trust myself.
All right,
I
go
trust
ahead.
y'all. I don't trust
Good,
me.
now flip it. There you go.
As we roll into town,
Here's our latest addition. It's our parade car.
I noticed they're recommended by Oprah.
We had appeared on our website as the 4th best family attraction in the United States. And so we went to it, sure enough, there it was. And a little bit later, I think it was a couple of months later, she talked about us on her show. And what really impressed Oprah was the way we tell the story of the real cowboys out here. The fact that we have a family-oriented attraction.
Okay, Steve, let's cruise on into town.
All right, let's hit them up.
And off we go, back in time to the Old West.
This is Miss D. She runs a gift shop.
Otherwise known as the Trading Post. We continue on to our first stop and a tour of the town.
The town is extremely big. It's about equivalent to 4 city blocks. So.
Really? That's a good size. Now, am I going to run into any bad guys?
Well, we didn't give you bullets yet, but I do have.
You don't have to tell people that.
Here's our church where we have a lot of weddings every year, and this is a small one. It holds about 120 people.
But it's keeping it in theme with the
Yes.
traditional Old West. You
Right.
don't have huge churches.
Well, and that was really the original reason for building it, was to use it for movies, and we have used it. And it's just like the wall in there. It looks like a rock wall. It looks like a rock wall on film, but it's Hollywood artistry that makes it look that way. And so it's not really rock, it's plywood.
But if somebody wants to come get married out here, they can.
Absolutely, and most of the time, people that want to get married at a Western movie set, they want guns, they want cowboy outfits, they dress up. It's a prop type wedding, so they're all dressed up like this. And then we get our stuntmen to come up here, and they'll yell something at the bride during the wedding or at the preacher, and we've given the bride a gun, kind of like yours, but hers is hidden under her dress, and nobody knows it, not even the husband, the groom. And she'll turn around and shoot the guy mouthing off back here.
Oh, funny.
And so we do all kinds of crazy stuff. This is one of our 2 saloons. We call this one the 6-gun saloon. And it's more modern. It's still 1800s, it's still period. And it's more modern for conveniences. We have central air and heating here.
Oh,
So-
you know what? That's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so tell me about the stage. What happens up
Okay,
there?
actually the stage is a lot deeper, and we have a big backdrop behind what you see there with the Alamo on it and Davy Crockett and Jim Bowie and all those guys. Right now, it's set up for the puppet show that we use for field trips. We have schools out here almost 5 days a week. And during the summer, we've got the Y and the daycares and so forth. They're all bringing kids out on field trips. We sit them down. We have a puppet show that teaches them the truth about the real cowboys, that cowboys were young teenagers, all about work, multiracial, both genders. And then Pistol Packin' Paula puts on her pistol show here. She's a world champion gun twirler. And then she puts on a whip show. And so we do that, and then the kids go outside and we put them through different stations where they get to experience the Old West in different ways.
But this is also somewhere that if somebody wanted to do a private party or a company wanted to come out, you've
Absolutely.
got this big
Absolutely.
facility to do
Sure.
that.
They get married in the church, they party over here, and we have one bed and breakfast. We don't do breakfast, so we call it Bed and Buffalo, because it's a loft. It's a 2-story log house, and it overlooks the buffalo pen.
Okay.
That is called the Taylor Carriage House in honor of Buck Taylor, who was newly in Gunsmoke for 9 years. Buck was a good friend, and he dedicated the place. And so, yes, private parties of all sorts we've had in here, and they do a little bit of everything. It's either eating or dancing, or eating and dancing.
Watching a great show and just enjoying it.
We've even put on plays in here, and we've had premieres for movies that were shot here. Out here.
And so if somebody wants to belly up to the bar over here, they can.
Absolutely. You want a whiskey?
Sure, let's go for it.
Time to feed the buffalo.
I'm about to learn the secret Indian call to make the buffalo come to me. Okay, what's that call?
Buffalo! Buffalo!
Buffalo!
Okay, let me show you how it's done. He's going to open his mouth. Look at that tongue. Okay, look at that tongue. He'll just lick your finger, put it right there in his mouth. Come on, Jennifer. Come on, you can do it.
Ew. All right. He's gonna lick it out of my hand, right?
Yeah, you're just going to stick it in his mouth. Come on,
Ooh, he just snotted on us.
come on, get a little closer. A little closer. He's going to get mad. You're teasing him. Come on, right there. Right there. Just stick it right up against that top lip.
Gross.
Don't worry about it. There you
He has
go.
big
You
teeth
did.
in there. So we're heading into the Silver Spur Saloon.
Silver Spur. Hit the swinging doors and go right on in.
All right, I can do that.
The Silver Spur Saloon is bigger than the Six Gun Saloon. This is where you can enjoy a great traditional cowboy meal and catch some music in the Chuck Wagon Dinner Show.
How about a covered wagon ride around our wild animal park?
That sounds good. Let's go. I'm packing heat. Watch out, sister.
And off we roll.
So we've left the town and now we're on a covered wagon ride. It takes about 15 minutes to make your way through, but you get to enjoy the ranch and the animals.
As we ride through the ranch, we see all sorts of animals roaming the range, including antelope, deer, oryx, and longhorns.
So one of those longhorns is what I'm going to sit on?
Actually, these are too tame for you. We've got a wild bucking bull in town we're going to put you on.
Fantastic.
But we run into a little problem.
Let's see, I'll need your cash. I'll need your gold. If you have gold teeth, make sure they're clean. No dirty teeth, please. And if you have any checks, I'll need to see teeth.
Oh, Willie.
What?
I see a pretty woman, Willie.
Oh, not again.
Oh, yes,
Hold
Willie.
up. I'm trying to get some money here.
Ay, mi vida. Ay, estás bien linda, mi corazoncita.
Oh,
Uy.
no.
Allá en México.
We gotta get out of here, son.
Okay, up there in Mexico, I have a couple of acres,
Sure,
and we need 15
El
kids.
Guapo, sure.
Oh!
Mr. Sheriff, what are you doing here? I ran you out of town once already. You did, but I was just showing these folks how dangerous it is out here. That's all. Yeah. See? With the mask on? Oh, I'm sick. I don't want to get anybody sick. That's all. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. We're on our way to the doctor. I'm gonna get a shot.
Yes. We were thinking we could get a ride.
I'll
We didn't
give
have
you
a
a
train.
shot. I said get out of town. You ain't all right. You ain't no doctor. Oh, what kind of shot was that? That was a Medicare shot. Medicare doctor, right? Get out of here.
I think it's time to get off the wagon and check out an authentic homestead.
It's set up just like it would have been back in the old days.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a cook stove in there and all kinds of the amenities for them to deal with the flour and the sugar and all the other stuff.
Basically everything to just get by.
Yeah, it was tough. And it's 150 yards down to the closest creek. And so imagine walking 150 yards to get water, 2 buckets at a time.
Oh, in the
And-
middle of July and August
Yeah.
here.
And then they had to get the families that lived this way had to cut their own firewood, and you see some of the wood around here that's been sawed.
That's the outhouse.
You're right, the outhouse right there. And 150 years ago, toilet paper hadn't been invented. So I'll let you deal with that however
Yeah.
you want to.
Not too far away from the homestead are Indian teepees. Remember that longhorn I was going to sit on?
I want to introduce you to one of our celebrities here. This is Woodrow.
And Woodrow's a Longhorn.
He's a real Texas Longhorn. That's Miss Nikki, his handler. And she's got him all saddled up just for you. So if you want to climb aboard, you can sit on a real Texas Longhorn.
All right. Every girl's dream, right? What?
There you go.
All right. I'm a true Texan now, right?
As far as you know.
At least I look the part.
You look the part. And you'll smell it too when you
Oh,
get there.
fantastic. So how old is Woodrow?
He's 7.5. He's a little bit on the small side, but we selected him because we want to use him for kids and kids field trips. We put about 15 to 20,000 kids on him a year.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of people on him, and they're
He seems
small,
very gentle and very calm.
very calm.
From Woodrow, we leave the Old West for a few minutes, jump in a golf cart, and take off for a special encounter with Reindeer Belle and Blizzard.
Hi. I can kiss him, are you sure?
He's not gonna bite, no.
I'm not kissing him on the lips. Is he going to stick his tongue out?
No.
Can I pet him?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Don't act scared.
Yeah. Like, I just don't want to get bit.
No, he's not gonna bite. But he's taken a liking to you. I've never seen him actually stick his nose through the fence wanting to sniff on somebody.
He's got the hots for me.
I think you got a reindeer with the hots for you.
Yeah.
His name is Blizzard, and you're a weather lady.
Never thought I'd see a reindeer in the Texas Hill Country. Next, I get to meet Buster. Buster checks us out.
I'd call that a close-up. He's licking her lens. Want to cross a creek?
Let's do it. We're crossing a creek.
It's time for the Enchanted Springs Ranch Wild West Show, featuring stunt woman turned two-time world champion gun twirler, Pistol Packin' Paula. After the show, wanting to work on my gun twirling some more, I get a lesson from Paula.
Okay, what's the first thing I do?
First thing you do, what you just did before, is you just take it, you're in this hand, you drop it and flip it over.
That looks easier. It's easier said than done.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna drop it, take it over.
Drop all the way around. Do it one more time.
Drop it down.
Okay,
and
then
flip it up.
drop.
There you go. Do it
Okay.
again. There you go.
Oh!
Yeah. What you're gonna do is you're gonna flick it up into the holster.
Oh, okay.
So make sure it's below that holster. And one flip, almost. You're down below the holster. You can keep your thumb on it too if you want, right here on that butt. And then, almost.
This takes practice.
It does. There you go, see?
That counts. That counts.
I've got a long way to go to get fancy like Paula. But as the town clears out, I sense there's trouble. So as Thunder Boomer Broome, I swagger into town, ready for a gunfight.
You just shot him!
No.
I thought you knew how to shoot!
No.
Oh, it hurts!
Relax.
It hurts!
Sorry, it's okay. It's okay. Move over there.
I thought you knew how to shoot.
Other side. Other side.
Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts.
Well, maybe that didn't go exactly as planned.
You can see it's dusk now, so it's time for me to mosey on home and hit the hay. Y'all come back now.